Hi, welcome to QC Crime Watch. I'm Linda Cook.
And I'm Sharon Wren.
And we're here to talk about recent crimes or sentencings from crimes that have happened in the last few days in the Quad Cities.
And Linda and I want to remind you that we cannot and will not give any legal advice because we have no training and you need to find a real lawyer.
That's right, but not through us, please.
No, we don't know anything.
Sharon, you have some interesting developments here and something that appears to be ongoing.
Yes, a man from Davenport is currently in the Scott County Jail on a combined cash-only bond of $100,000 after police say he sexually abused a child over the course of several years. On August 26th, the Scott County Sheriff's Office conducted forensic interviews about ongoing sexual abuse allegations from sometime in 2018 to August 2025, like last month.
Oh, dear.
Yes. The defendant, who has been identified as Billy Rogers, age 37, is accused of sexually abusing a child from the ages of 4 to 9 when the abuse ended. The victim told investigators that the abuse happened, and this is a quote, a lot of times. Rogers was arrested on August 26th and faces 6 counts of second-degree sexual abuse in this case, and 2 additional counts of second-degree sexual abuse in another case. Now, each of these 6 counts represents 1 year that the abuse allegedly took place. He has a preliminary hearing on September 5th.
And I assume we will be following that.
Yes, we will be following that. I read the criminal complaints, and discretion forbids me from detailing it, but it wasn't nice.
Well,
yes.
You know, it's interesting. We hear of these kinds of crimes. I think people think, oh, that's, like a movie or TV. But it does happen not infrequently.
No.
These charges, we see these in the Quad Cities. And we don't know how this will turn out.
No, it's way too early. He was just arrested. He hasn't even had his preliminary hearing yet.
Right.
So.
Now, these are felony charges?
These are felony charges.
Okay. Well, we'll follow this up then.
Right.
As for me, it's a little bit longer, but I thought it was an interesting incident that happened over the weekend. A 21-year-old Davenport man was in custody. This was Saturday, after our Iowa State Patrol say that he led a 90-mile-an-hour chase through the city of Davenport.
Through the city.
The city of Davenport. Jamarlin Wilson faces felony charges of second-degree theft and eluding, speed over 25 miles per hour over the limit, and serious misdemeanor charges of interference with official acts, bodily injury, and possession of a controlled substance, marijuana, first offense. Now, that's according to Scott County arrest affidavits.
And we have to remind people that marijuana is still illegal in the state of Iowa.
It's still illegal in Iowa, right.
Yes.
And in some terms, it's illegal in Illinois, depending on how much you have.
Right,
and
there are limits too.
Right. So, whether or not you're a dispensary. So it's still, marijuana is still a factor in some of these crimes. So Wilson was driving a silver Nissan Altima with no plates, so West Central Park and North Brady, and there was a left front headlight was out too. So they tried to pull him over, and he didn't stop for the fully marked patrol car with red, blue flashing lights and sirens. And why did they put that in here? Because that's evidence. So someone will testify to this at a hearing.
He can't say, well, I didn't know they were police officers.
Right, exactly. So this is directly from the affidavit. He ran every red light they came upon and reached speeds of 90 miles per hour in the posted 45 miles per hour zone on North Brady Street near East 46th Street. He passed several other vehicles. This is a quote, using the roadway as the intended purpose, unquote, show affidavits which say he continued to operate the car in a reckless manner and at a high rate of speed all the way up to the north end of Davenport. I am glad I was not around at that time.
Yeah.
Co-defendants took off once the car stopped. They took off on foot after Iowa State Patrol performed a pit maneuver. Now, I want to talk about pit maneuvers for just a second here. Precision immobilization technique.
Oh, it stands for something.
It stands for something, and people don't understand that. So I'm going to say it one more time. Precision immobilization technique. And the reason it's called that, it's a way that the pursuer drives to force another car to turn sideways by hitting the pursued car at an angle near the rear of the car, and that forces the second car, the one that's being chased, to spin out and stop.
So kind of like the car's going, and then you hit them like that. And
Yep.
Okay.
And you've seen it in the movies,
Seen it in
you've
the
seen it on
movies.
TV, right? It's
It
a real,
really happens
it's a
in
real
the Quad
thing.
Cities.
So the pit maneuver was used at 65th and Western, but Wilson regained control and kept going, and the police used another pit maneuver to stop him in the 6200 block of Western. So once he was stopped, Wilson got out and was caught after he was tackled to the ground. Uniformed police officers suffered minor hand injuries during the tackle. The Nissan had no registration, and Wilson, by the way, has a suspended license.
Oh, dear.
Now, police discovered the Nissan was stolen. After he was read his Miranda rights, Wilson admitted he did not know whose car he was driving.
This story keeps getting better.
It does. And he had a clear plastic bag with marijuana in his front pants pocket, in the driver's door pocket, and the center console. The total package weight was about 5 grams. So he was being held on a cash bond, about $11,000 in Scott County Jail. Now he's scheduled for a preliminary hearing on September 9th in Scott County Court. So we'll stay on top of this too. Now people say, oh, all he did was go fast. That's true. What if you were one of the cars that was on the other side of that stop sign? So to me, although these are not deadly and violent acts,
Right.
they can be very, very tragic.
I was stopped at a completely unrelated incident. I was stopped at a light in Bettendorf, and the light turned green for me to go. And I don't know, I was messing with the radio or putting my coffee down or something, and I didn't go right away. Right at that point, an oil tanker truck blew through the intersection. It would have broadsided me.
Oh, Sharon.
And it was going, whatever the speed limit was. So, yes, that's... I was thinking that, too. Those poor people that were just trying to go to work or come home
Right.
from the movies or whatever.
Right. Yikes.
Okay, well, we're just full of yikes today.
I know. I'm just glad nobody's hurt.
Yes, that's the important thing. Nobody's hurt. Well, a Davenport woman has been arrested on charges of pandering and pimping. Yes, this happens in the Quad Cities.
Okay, and this is not the first time we've heard this summer, is it?
No, actually, this is the third arrest since the beginning of summer and the fourth in about 10 months.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Now, Davenport police received a tip on June 26th about illegal sexual acts at Lily Massage on West Kimberly Road in Davenport. The defendant, who's been identified as, and I hope I'm not mangling it, Lihua Chen, has operated a massage business in Davenport for several years, and multiple men came forward and made police reports that they were offered extra services, or the employees assumed that the fellas wanted the extra services and, the nudge, nudge, wink, wink things.
Ooh.
Yes, some of these clients did not want this service, but it was provided anyway. Shall we say, to be tasteful?
Okay.
Yes, so I am not quite sure why assault charges haven't been filed, but the criminal complaint said that Ms. Chen would receive 50% of the money that her workers earned from these massages.
Okay.
She also owned other massage parlors in Minnesota and Iowa, and ads for those places were found on websites advertising escort services. Yes, I went to one of those websites. I took one for the team. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Okay.
On my phone, not the work computer.
No.
Oh, God, no. Ms. Chen was arrested on August 28th and released on a secured $45,000 bond, and she has a preliminary hearing on September 5th.
Okay, now, you said pandering and pimping, did you not?
Yes.
Would you please explain those charges to me?
Pandering is when you... Oh, we're going to have to try and be tasteful here. Try to encourage someone to...
To be intimate with you?
Well, to go into the business. Yes, this is, like, you might say to a friend, I think you'd be really good in sales. I've got a friend who works in sales. Let me get you an interview. Yeah, these...
It's a sort of recruitment.
Yes,
then.
yes.
Pandering. Okay.
Yes, encouraging them. Pimping is what we see in the movies, the caricature of the guy with the styling hat and all that, who reaps the financial benefits of his workers and manages them.
And gets the money.
And gets the money, yes. So that's the difference. Money's involved.
I have learned something today. Thank you very much. Wow. Okay.
Oh, my.
This is very grim. So I'm going to have a little warning here for people who are squeamish. This is just grim, and there is no closure right now. But I think I should talk about this because the Daviess County Sheriff's Office is asking for help
Right.
in this incident. So recently, the Joe Daviess County Sheriff's Office asked for the public's help, and at first, what they thought was they just said hit and run.
Right.
Okay? And this was on Highway 78 North, just west of the Warren city limits. It probably took place sometime after 9 p.m. on August 28.
Okay.
So we've done updates on this. So the first update had a name, and it is Nicole Burke, 37, from South Wayne, Wisconsin, and she was found dead lying in a ditch in the 8800 block of Illinois Route 78 North, and this is according to the sheriff's office, and I will read what the news release said that they gave to us. It is believed that Burke was struck by an unknown vehicle while walking northwest on Illinois Route 78 North. The vehicle that struck Burke then left the scene and did not report the accident. So, investigators haven't been able to identify or locate a suspect vehicle. The sheriff's office is asking once again, and I think we've gotten 3 messages about this. Please, does someone have any idea? The vehicle will have front and maybe passenger side damage as of Thursday night, August 28. May have damage to the passenger side headlight and passenger side mirror. Please, if you know of anything, even if you think it won't help, call the sheriff's office, and here's the number, 815-777-2141, or you can go to the Joe Daviess County website, which is very easy to do a web search and find that, and there is a submit a tip, and that can be anonymous, of course. Someone has been killed, and we don't know by whom.
And we don't know the circumstances. Was there just an accident? Was somebody driving under the influence of things? We don't know.
Did she know the person? We do not know.
Oh, yeah.
So
And-
that's
And why was a Wisconsin woman in the middle of nowhere in
I don't know.
Illinois? So many questions.
late at night. I don't know.
Well, this was a bummer of an episode.
Sorry,
But yeah, that happens with crime sometimes, y'all.
Very grim. And you know what? Maybe if you know people in the Whiteside County area or people who drive in that area, even if they're not from the area, please pass this along to
Yes.
them. Maybe you'll be the person who can break this and bring justice to this poor soul.
Right.
So with that, we always ask you this. Lock your doors. Lock your car doors, because people do take them even if you're inside for a few minutes. Stay safe out there.
We'll see you next week.